Bonjour, je m'appelle Francois de Laval. Today I will be talking to you about my incredible journey of a life. You may ask yourself, why was Francois de Laval so important to the New France history? The answer to that is simple. I was the first ever Bishop of Quebec. And the day I was born, the 30th of April, 1623. I was born into one of the noblest families in France, the Montmorencys, although my family wasn't all that wealthy, being that I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters. At 8 and a half, I entered the Jesuit school at La Flèche, which was attended by the sons of the best families in France. During this period of time, I was inspired by the reports of the Jesuit missions amongst the Hurons in Canada, which I would hear from some of my teachers, and secretly began to desire becoming a missionary, which is a member of a religious group sent into an area to do ministries of service, such as education, literacy, social justice, healthcare, and economic development. I decided to become a member of a circle of students who shared this vision called the Bon Ami, which means good friends in English. After the unfortunate death of my father on the 11th September 1636, my maternal uncle, Francois de Pericard, Bishop of Evreux, appointed me a canon of a cathedral, which allowed me to continue my studies on missionary. In 1641, when I was 18 years old, I went to Paris and lived at the Collège de Clermont, which was run by the Jesuits. There I studied theology, which is a systematic and rational study of concepts of God. In 1647, I took the step of receiving holy orders, being ordained a deacon, which is a ministry in the Christian church that is generally associated with some kind of service. I soon after finally became a priest on the 1st of May. The next year, I devoted myself to caring for the sick, teaching abandoned children, and administering the family estate. I wanted to do something good for others, and felt that doing this was the best way to express it. On the 13th of April, 1659, I sailed from La Rochelle for New France. It was a rough trip, but I landed upon Quebec on the 16th of June. At the time, Quebec hardly counted 500 inhabitants, at the whole French population not even exceeding 2,200 people. On the day of my arrival in New France, I actually baptized a young Huron and visited the cabin of a dying man to give him his last sacraments, which are the last prayers and ministrations given to many Catholics before dying. Upon my new presence in New France, I came to the conclusion that I did not like the fact of the liquor trade with the First Nations. It seemed almost unhealthy. This brought me to a meeting with King Louis XIV, after I also got into an argument with Governor Baron d'Avignon. King Louis XIV wrote d'Avignon a letter, and just like that, I had increased my authority. The parochial system of New France, and also organized the Seminary of Quebec. The Seminary of Quebec prospered and sent priests to serve not only locally, but in Acadia and as far away as Louisiana. It trained men for their priesthood, so that there was no need to rely on France as a source of priests. It was a great system, but unfortunately was destroyed by fire in 1701 and again in 1705. I went back to tending for the poor or helping the sick. I would go on long journeys on foot or canoe, begging for money and food, hiding my identity. I would travel all the way to Montreal just on snowshoes and care for the sick at Hotel Dieu of Montreal. Every morning at 4 a.m., I'll wake up, open the doors to the cathedral myself, ring the bells, and prepare to alter the Mass as early as 4:30 a.m. Over the course of my life, I accomplished many great things. I was the first bishop of Quebec. I set up the Seminary of Quebec. I created a well-known diocese in Quebec and tended for the poor most of my career. Although those were quite special accomplishments, none of them, in my mind, were my greatest. I feel that my greatest accomplishment ever was spreading religion in New France and Quebec. Whether it be setting up churches or ringing the bells, it was all very amazing, and I think it was very important. Thank you for listening to my presentation.